Hey Keith, how you doing, buddy?
Couldn't be better.
Wonderful. Well, hey, I just want to say welcome, my friends. Welcome everybody who's coming in onto this Google Hangout throughout the entire world. We're excited to have you with our Global Success Team and Longevity Opportunity Overview today with Master Keith Halls. And if you haven't had a chance to catch Keith before, I got to tell you, each and every one of you are in for a special surprise today because Keith has a track record in this industry that is second to none. Matter of fact, Keith has accomplished what I always say, a tenth of 1%. Forget home-based business entrepreneurs, forget network marketers, forget internet marketers, forget any business. If you're an entrepreneur, Keith has obtained a success that literally 1% of anyone who's ever attempted to be an entrepreneur has done. He's been very financially successful, and he's on a mission to help as many people as he can with their health and their wealth. And it's a real honor and a privilege, Keith, to have you on the Google Hangout today, buddy. I'm not going to steal your thunder. I just want to get it right back over to you. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Cody. That was very, very nice, and I appreciate that very much. But what we're here today and what I'm so excited about, let's go ahead and get straight in and talk about what I honestly believe, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is the greatest opportunity that there is out there in direct sales or network marketing, and that is longevity. I first want to thank everybody who's listening onto this call for taking some of their time to join and just to listen as we tell you what we have to share. Longevity is like this gigantic, it's the sun that's shining brightly on this one company right now, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And I will also be sharing to you why I think and why I believe, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that longevity is not only the greatest company out there, but it is the greatest company in the greatest industry in the world today. I have been involved in direct sales or network marketing now for, gosh, it's been 30 years now. It's hard to believe, but for some 30 years of my life, I've been involved in the network marketing industry. And they've been the greatest years of my life. They have brought things to me that I just never thought, I never dreamed would be possible. Back in 1984, I was one of 7 individuals who helped start back then it was a very small company, of course, but it became one of the largest companies in the direct sales industry, Nu Skin Enterprises. And for 17 years of my life, I spent it right there with Nu Skin. And it was a great experience for me to be part and to be on the corporate side of the industry. But in the year 2001, I decided to make a big move. And that big move was I decided it was time for me to get out of the corporate world of network marketing and to go out and actually become a distributor. Now, people, Cuddy and whoever it is, they've asked me for the last 10 years, why in the world would I leave such a prestigious position that I had and go out there to become a distributor where you never know what could happen. And in reality, there's 2 big reasons. Oops, I got some technical difficulty here. Just for a second, let me get back here. There we go. There's 2 reasons why I decided to go out and to become a distributor. And the first reason is I wanted to build for myself a residual income check. I knew no matter what I had done at Nu Skin, the day that I quit, I knew that my check would stop. I was doing like so many people in the world out there, I was exchanging a unit of time for a unit of money. And that is a way of living for a lot of people, But the minute that you stop working, that check stops. And I knew that someday I would, but I wanted a check that would continue to go. And so I knew if I wanted that, I had to build what's called a residual check. And that's what happens inside of our industry, and especially inside of our company. The work that you do today, you can be paid on for the rest of your life. And second of all, I wanted to go out and teach other people in the industry how to succeed. I was born into rather an acute poverty situation. When I was a young boy, my father had cancer, and we struggled. We struggled as a family for a long time because of this terrible disease that he had. And when I was just a young boy, I can still remember hearing my parents crying because we didn't have enough money. And that night, when I heard them crying, it was such a lasting impression. And I can remember after I heard them crying that one night, I went back to my bedroom. I was 7 years old, and I prayed, and I prayed, and I said something like, "Dear God, if you will please help so that my parents will be okay, I promise that I will do anything I can to help so that other 7-year-old boys and girls don't have to hear that sound of their parents crying." And then I also said, if you'll help them, I'll give you everything I ever earned. And then I stopped and said, wait a minute, if I do that, I'll be broke. But then I promised, how about 50%? But the big thing is, because of this industry, it took a young boy who was 7, and then by the time I graduated from the university, jumping right in to the field of network marketing, but it changed my financial life forever. And that is why this industry has done so much, not just for me. And that's why I can look up and I can tell anybody at any time, any place, if I was able and if I've been able to succeed, I promise you, and I know that you will be able to succeed also. Now, back in the year, it's been just, back in the year 2010, I had been a distributor. I had left Nu Skin in 2001, and by 2010, I'd been a distributor for a little over 8 years. But the company that I was with had failed, and so I decided to go on a quest. And my quest was to find the perfect company. And I wanted to find that perfect company because I wanted to know that all the time, energy, and effort that I would put into building would be able, I'd be able to be paid for that forever, and as well, not only would I be able to, but also the people in my downline. And after 3 years, after visiting, after traveling to companies, but I visited over 200 different companies. When I went back, and I'd heard of longevity before, but when I studied longevity, everything that I'd ever hoped for in the field of network marketing, it came to place. It became, beyond a shadow of a doubt, to me, the perfect company. And I know that longevity is the perfect company, not just for me, but this is the perfect company for each and every person out there. Now, why would I go so far is to tell you I know that this is the perfect company. And the biggest reason is it's built upon a very, very secure foundation. There's thousands of different companies out there, and they're all screaming for your attention. They're all saying, come join us, we're the best, or come join this other company, they're the best. And yet, there's only a few, only a very, very few who will ever become I call, and many people call, a legacy company. A company that's big enough and strong enough and whose products are good enough that they will change the lives of people, not for just for a few short years, but forever. And to do that, it's almost like building a building. And I think back to the Empire State Building, which was built some, over 100 years ago. And that building, it was put together piece by piece, but it stands as a beacon out there as a building that will last forever. That same principles, those same principles are exactly what exist in every industry, except in our industry, the four different foundations, or four different legs to making sure that foundation is very secure, is you must know that you are joining the right company that has the right products, that has a compensation plan that is perfect and rewards you handsomely for your time and your effort, and also that the timing of when you join that company is perfect. So let's talk about why Youngevity, and why Youngevity, out of all those thousands of companies that are screaming for your attention, why Youngevity is the company that you should look for. Let's look at that first pillar for the foundation, the company. In order for the company to succeed, in order for the company to be that legacy company, it must be led by incredibly great people. It must be led by people who've been out there in the business world, who've been tried and tested and have become very, very successful. And that's exactly what the executive staff that we have at Youngevity. They have literally scoured not just the US, but the entire world to put together the greatest team out there, a team that is built to take us to where we are today, to over $1 billion company. Next, in order to become that legacy company, you must be very, very financially strong and financially secure. I see companies out there all the time, and they get started on this shoestring budget, and they think that they're going to be able to make it. And it's so sad when I watch people go and try to become a part of a startup like that, because I know that in all likelihood they'll be coming back to me in a very short period saying, "I'm sorry, that company that they were with, it didn't work." You've got to have enough money to be able to buy inventory so that you can grow, to be able to buy new buildings, or to open offices throughout the world. You've got to be able to do the research and development so that your product line continues to be the best of the best. And with Youngevity, our financial position is so good and so strong, and we proudly post it. Why? Because it shows the strength behind us. Another thing that shows the strength of Youngevity is the simple fact that we are a 17-year-old company. There's very few companies that can ever, in this industry, tell you they've been around for 17 years. But not only are we a 17-year-old successful company, but we're one of probably 20 companies worldwide that's publicly traded. To be publicly traded is incredibly hard, and yet we're one of those very few companies that pass that test, and that shows the strength behind the company. Next, you have to have, as part of that foundation, you've got to have a product line that is so good that when you don't have to worry about going out and selling your products. All you have to do is share them with your family, with your friends, with people who maybe you don't even know, but you share those products with them, and you know that when you share them with that person, and if they'll start using them, that these people, when they start using our product line, our retention rate is one of the highest in the entire industry. Why? It's because the products work. Now, and one of the biggest reasons, of course, that Youngevity's been so successful has been, as I talked about with the financial strength, we've been able to afford to make sure that all of our products are on the cutting edge, and we make sure that we include the latest and the greatest of both science and nature and even hobbies, whatever it may be. We make sure that we have the latest and greatest that's out there in the world today. And when you're talking about your product line, you want to make sure that you're with a company that is selling products that other people want to buy. And if you look at our main core, we are all about selling healthy products, products that'll make the body healthy, products that'll make the mind and the spirit healthy. And that industry right there is predicted to be the #1 fastest growing industry, not just today, but for the next decade, which goes to show you that since we have the best of the best products, and we are in that fastest growing niche, so that you'll have consumers who are people who want the products. At the core of everything on our product end, though, is an individual whose life has been one of the most incredible, amazing lives ever spent, Dr. Joel Wallach. I've heard Dr. Wallach and listened to him, and every time that I hear Dr. Wallach, it's like tingles go down my spine. He has spent a lifetime studying, researching, and teaching on how to increase the longevity or helping people as well as animals, because he also has a degree not only in naturopathic medicine but also in veterinary medicine. But he's been able to help them to increase that lifespan, to be able to live a longer, healthier life. The goal is to be able to add years to your life, but not just years to your life. The other goal is to add life to those years, so that as you're growing older, you've got the energy and all the other health and things that go along with that, so that as you're growing old, they're great years that you're living. Dr. Wallach has published over 77 different articles in reputable magazines throughout the U.S. and world. And as I said, he's has 2 different medical type degrees, one in veterinary medicine and the other in naturopathic medicine. And his books, he's authored many books, but his books have been so well received that the Smithsonian Institute in the U.S., where the best of everything is housed, they house 2 of Dr. Wallach's books. The one book, though, that probably made Dr. Wallach stand out into the forefront of helping people more than any other book was a book and a CD called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And even though it's got a rather unique name to it, it teaches people how to take control once again of their own health through good nutrition and with the proper ingredients that you put into your body. Then using that, you can actually help that person to live that longer, healthier, happier life. His book, though, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, has been so big, so famous, it has sold over 150 million copies. That's huge. Now, the flagship product behind our company is really we call it the Healthy Body Challenge, but it's and the reason we call it that is because we have 7 different healthy body packs that a person can choose from. And whether your goal is to get healthy, whether your goal is to become fit once again or lose weight or to gain energy, and there's a lot of other different things, but whatever your goal is, we have not only the product to go along with it, but we have a challenge, and that challenge helps that person stay in line. As I said, we have 7, Dr. Wallach has produced 7 different Healthy Start Packs to help people. We all come in this wonderful world in different sizes, different shapes. We've all had different challenges. We all have different ailments. And because of that reason, he tried to make sure that he built a product line that would help any and everybody. So that's why we have the 7 different Healthy Start Packs. And I've had a lot of people come to me and said, Keith, this is fine, this is wonderful, this is great, but what's so great about your products over other people? Why in the world, I mean, everybody's out there screaming that theirs is the very best. Why do you say so? And I tell them, it's easy. Dr. Wallach has participated in over 10,000 autopsies, and he, as well as other scientists, as they've gone through those autopsies, they have found out that the human body has over 90 different essential elements that are in the body. And for the human body to work and function at its optimum, you need to make sure that the body is continually being fed what it needs. The human body, to be able to work at its very best, there are 60 different minerals that you need for the body. There's 16 different vitamins, 12 different amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. The great thing about the Healthy Start Pack is, as far as any of us have ever been able to find, it is the only product, that Healthy Start Pack, that includes all 90 of the essential elements that a person could want. If you wanted to go out to a store to try to buy them, you'd end up spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars because you'd be trying to piecemeal to get all the different 90 essential vitamins and elements and minerals put together. But with our Healthy Start Pack, each one of them includes all 90. Why is it so important? Sometimes people say, well, I'm taking great minerals, or excuse me, I'm taking great vitamins. Why do I have to take any of the minerals? And I try to tell people, I try to do an analogy between a car and a human. Let's take a new car. The new car has 4 different essential elements or things that it would need to be able to function at its very, very best. It needs the 4 different things to be gas. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, it needs gas. It needs oil. It needs coolant. And it needs the maintenance. What would happen if all of a sudden you buy this brand new car and you decide that you're not going to give that car the coolant, one of the essential things that that car needs? What would happen to that automobile? For a few months, it would be fine, but then red lights would start flashing on and off. And if you still kept on that path saying, I don't need coolant for this car, rather soon that car will break down. The human body, it doesn't receive what it needs. And what it needs are those 60 different minerals, those 16 vitamins, those 12 amino acids, the 2 essential fatty acids. If you don't give your body that, all of a sudden your body will start, instead of flashing red, you'll feel pain in some places. You'll have different type of ailments. And if you don't take care of them, you too will end up living with a broken down body, so to say. The one thing, though, that we all need to remember, with a car, you can always buy a new car. But with a body, if you don't take care of it, you don't have a second chance. So for you to be able to live your life at its very, very best, you need to make sure that it's fed the different nutrients that it needs. People ask me, what's the greatest thing about the Healthy Start packs? And beyond a shadow of a doubt, I always say the greatest thing is they work. Youngevity, as I said in the very beginning, also has different products that help not just with the human body, so to say, but also that can help with the mind and the spirit of the body. We have the best line of essential oils that there is. We have a line of scrapbooking and storybooking. It has been a great privilege to have such a line where people can tell their story of their life and then be able to hand that down for generations to come. We have mineral makeups. We have skincare lines. We have other things such as organic food lines. We have the products that the people throughout the world are looking for the next decade. And as I said, the greatest thing about them is they are the best of the best inside each of the different niches that we're in. So you've got the company, and we've got everything in perfect place, better than any other company. We've got the products, and the products that work, that all they have to do is to be shared. So that foundation of Youngevity is becoming so strong. The third component, though, is a compensation plan that will reward you for the time, energy, effort that you spend. And does Youngevity live up to that? It does, and even more so. With my 30 years of experience, I can tell you that a compensation plan, for it to be effective and for it to help people throughout their experience level, whatever their experience level may be, you've got to be able to provide upfront money. And what I mean by upfront money is that that's the money that you could earn the very first day that you join. You need to be able to have residual income. That residual income is the income that, for the work that you do today, you will be paid on for the rest of your life. And finally, it needs to have long-term income. Income so that it will help those people who decide to come on board to make this a career. It has the long-term income that can make and help people's income, the dreams that they've always wanted, be able to become financially secure. These three things need to be in very, very proper balance. And after 30 years in this industry, I can tell you our compensation plan is better than any other company out there. Whether it is a person who's joining who has never before been in this industry, the comp plan was written for you. Whether it is a person who's possibly been in the industry before but never found success, you will find that this compensation plan was written just for you. Or whether you're a leader who's been in other companies and has had very good success, once again, you will find this plan was written just for you. And that's because the plan, as I said, is evenly balanced to make sure that everyone from all stages is well taken care of. There's 10 different ways that our company pays a person. And each different way represents an additional opportunity for you to be able to earn either your products for free if that's what you're looking for, or maybe $500 to $2,500 a month if that's what you're looking for, or other people that are looking for $10,000, $25,000 a month and beyond. With the 10 different ways that you're paid, this plan was written for everyone. The great thing, though, and the most important thing I always say, is the residual component to the check, because it keeps coming month after month after month. It continues to keep coming whether you have retired from working or not. That is how powerful the residual income is. Youngevity has not only the residual income that so many people crave, but they have the greatest plan out there in the industry today. Finally, timing. Timing is that last piece of a foundation that's very, very important. Bill Gates, as he talked about, and he said timing was one of the biggest and most important reasons that he was able to succeed. If you think about it, Bill Gates had been born 100 years earlier, there'd be no chance for him to have ever amassed the wealth that he did. If Henry Ford had been born 100 years earlier than what he was, then you wouldn't find cars that are just, on all the highways that bear his name. I love this one quote about timing because it's so true. It makes and it helps the unreachable become reachable. It makes the unavailable become available. And it helps to make the unattainable become attainable. The other part of timing is people have asked me throughout my career, they said, Keith, when is the greatest time to join a company? Wouldn't you want to join a company at the very, very beginning and have it so that if that company succeeds, then you hit this great big home run? And I always say, no, you don't want that, because a good compensation plan, it doesn't matter when you join. And the second thing is, most brand new companies, the likelihood that they will be here even in a year is less than 5%. And the likelihood that they'll be here in 2 years is less than 1%. It's about timing. And the third thing that is so critical about timing is a period of growth that we know as momentum. In nearly every industry that there is, companies within that industry, once they reach somewhere between 50 and 100 million in annual sales, they will take off on a growth spurt that is very, very rapid and that keeps going as long as there are consumers to keep buying the product. And with a decade of being in the #1 industry, we've got a lot of consumers, so we'll have a very large momentum curve. Right now, if you look back and see the growth of our company, in 2011 we were around 25 million, 2012 we were around 75, 2013 around 85, and 2014 we already look like we'll be around 120 million in sales. Guys, that is a momentum curve that's just beginning. The important thing is to jump on now. You see, if we keep on the growth rate that we're at right now, by the year 2017 or the year 2018, we will become that next billion-dollar company in the industry. That means over the next few years, over 900 million in new sales will be coming into this country, our company. And people ask, well, where will that volume go? And I always say, it will go beneath the people that open their mouth and share this amazing opportunity with other people. I have been traveling over the U.S. for the last year, and one of the great things about our company is that we are an international company. Next, or I guess it depends on when you're listening to this, but in September of 2014, I'll be making my first trip to Australia and New Zealand. If you live in the US or Canada, wherever it may be, and you have family or friends or people in Australia, let them know to come to my meeting. If you live in Australia and or New Zealand and you're looking for that perfect opportunity, make sure that you get in touch with us before I come so that you can join in as we start building an incredible organization over in Australia and New Zealand. Finally, how do you get started? Talk with the person who brought you to this and asked you to listen to this. Talk with them. Ask them. They'll help you to be able to pick out the package which is very best for you. As Cody said in the very beginning, and as I've said also, I've got 30 years now in this industry. It is the greatest industry in the world today. And Youngevity is the greatest company within the greatest industry in the world today. I don't care where you are or who you are or what your situation may be, but I can tell you this, that here at Youngevity, you have a home. Please come, join with us as we go out and try to help people to have that better health and better wealth throughout their entire lives. And with that, I say thank you. Thank you very, very much. Let me switch it over. Cody, is there anything that you'd like to share in conclusion?
Oh gosh, just that I'm excited, and timing's everything. Keith, you mentioned that, and out of all the successful people I've met in my life, including you, it was always timing, way more than skill set, way more than personality, way more than anything. It was timing, 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 timing. And everybody here that's joined today, you have epic timing, and we're really excited to help you go out and build your goals and your dreams, and we look forward to seeing you all on the inside. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, and thank you, Keith. Excellent job, my friend.